Yes. All right. Thank you so much for coming today. Really appreciate it. Really excited to be here to talk about how Amazon is completely redefining what it is to be a marketer at Amazon and how they've managed to do that. So, but before we get going and introduce ourselves,
What's the story here?
what's with the box, Andrew?
I don't know, man.
Anybody?
We need to check this out.
Anybody have any ideas? You know what's in the box? No?
No.
Anybody? All right, we should find out. What do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, well, there's a box inside a box.
It's a lot
of this.
peanuts in here.
Is this is this an Amazon Prime shipment?
I don't know about that.
Okay, well, we gotta get some of this stuff.
Dig into it.
Oh boy, there's a lot of
What's this?
What is this? It looks like some kind of like a time capsule.
Yeah, let's check it out here.
Okay, all right, open it up.
All right.
What do we got?
Oh
wow. What is that?
Looks like it's a job description from 2010.
Whoa.
For a marketer.
For a marketer. What's on there? HTML?
Yeah, MQL, CSS.
CSS.
Ton of desperate applications.
Oh, like deep knowledge in marketing automation platforms.
Oh my gosh.
Yikes. Wow.
Okay.
Well, good. I'm glad we dusted that thing off.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Definitely.
So
definitely.
I'm excited. We don't have that's all that's in the box, but we're excited today. We're actually going to show everybody a real life job description of a marketer at Amazon from years ago and what it looks like now today and how that has changed dramatically over the last short while.
Yeah.
So my name is Brendan. I'm one of the founders of NAC. I'm the chief evangelist, and I'm a career marketer. I've been doing marketing my entire career, mostly at large enterprise companies, and bumped into a lot of challenges as a marketer in my career, creating, incredible campaigns. That was always a challenge. It was always slow and painful for me as a marketer, and that's one of the reasons why NAC exists today.
Yeah. I'm Andrew. I've been in marketing operations and MarTech for about 15 years. I've been at Amazon for the last 5, overseeing some of the largest implementations of Pardot that exist, or account engagement as it's commonly known today. So excited to share a little bit more about some of the things that we're doing and learnings that we've had in our organizations.
Right on. Yeah, and I wanted to mention, unfortunately, my beard couldn't make it to the event this year. But anyway, I'm Canadian, and something at the border, there's some new tariff you have to watch out for, something about Canadian growth.
I don't
know what that's about, but always good to start a presentation with an inspiring quote.
Yeah.
After you dig something out of a box.
Right, yeah. Exactly. So to kind of kick us off here, just a quick quote from Scott Brinker, editor of Chief MarTech. Technology should work for marketers, not the other way around. And I think that's really important for what we're stressing here today about simplification, approachability, and low-code applications.
Anybody here know Scott Brinker? Show of hands. Yeah? Couple. Not personally, but like know of him? No? Anybody?
A few more.
Couple head nods. Yeah. Great guy, Scott. Yeah, check him out. So the way that we're going to structure this presentation today is we're going to be talking about the past, present, and future of the marketer, okay? And so we're going to kind of start off by talking about some of the challenges that existed in the past for marketers in their roles, and some of the challenges that actually still exist today at a lot of organizations around the world. This is an actual photo of me working as in my first job.
Shirt's not required in Canada.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. No shirt requirement. Back then, you didn't need to wear shirts to the office. It was actually a pretty great time. But anyway, let's talk a bit about some of the challenges that folks like me as a marketer were having in the past and in some organizations even still today.
Yeah, sure. I think it's a fair call out. Historically, marketers have been asked to be a jack of all trades, but a master of none. So what does that look like in reality? Historically, needing to have expertise in HTML, CSS, and other codes, being able to have a diverse skill set and knowledge of tools and being able to deep dive into those. with an emphasis being on that sort of prioritization that ultimately puts an impact or emphasis on needing to maintain code bases, needing to maintain content libraries that ultimately draw down or limit marketing organizations to move quickly, to move fast, therefore resulting in sort of lagging content or content that's not sticky, processes that are hopping around from multiple different from different applications and teams, QA going back and forth, and sort of this cyclical, stuck process that just really isn't able to move quickly or efficiently, and ultimately delaying delivery times from weeks to months, if not longer.
Yeah, and so, Andrew, I'm sure you have stories too from your career, but I certainly have a lot of stories. As a struggling marketer, working at large enterprises. I remember my first job as a marketer, working for a Fortune 100 technology company with my co-founder here. He's actually in this picture, it was really tough, right? We were asked to do a lot. I remember sitting in seat. And really ready and excited to be creative, excited to make an impact at the company, and then told, well, you're either going to have to work with an agency or an internal group to get your actual, assets created, your campaign created, or you can learn a whole bunch of technical skills that I didn't know how to do. I wasn't super interested in doing that. So I really felt stuck as a marketer.
Yeah, that's fair. I had similar experiences as well, where depending on the organization that I was at or the stack that I was using, there was always a high emphasis, one, on being specialized in that stack, and then finding the agencies or the personnel that are able to code and work in those tools, be it, Marketo, Eloqua, et cetera, account engagement, a lot of specialization that would lead to longer delivery times.
Yeah, totally. So, Andrew, tell us about the future. Tell us what is a marketer of the future, or maybe a marketer of today at Amazon. What does that look like? And what is this? You talk a lot about the new currency for marketers. What is that?
Yeah, the new currency for marketers is time. How can I get time back in my day? Eliminate manual tasks, eliminate manual processes, and be able to lean into the technology that's available today to make my life more expedient and more efficient. So utilizing things that like low code that enable for approachability, remove friction from the building process for marketers, ultimately giving them the time back to focus more strategically on vision and innovation, being able to dive deep into the data for segmentation, and be able to be more concerned about new channel activation, things maybe they're not doing today.
Yeah, totally. And we talked before about the old job description. Let's compare now what the job description at Amazon looked like only a few years ago,
right? 2010,
which is on the left, and the one on the right is from today. So go ahead.
Yeah, very high emphasis on that older or past state legacy resume, very tactical, being able to do a lot but not really specializing in something specific. Whereas if we look at the job description of today, very high emphasis on strategic thinking, being able to speak at the senior level or the C-suite level, being able to work with data, splice and dice, a lot of innovation, a lot of thinking, a lot of 3 years out sort of lens when it comes to the marketer of today.
Yeah, totally. And I love, I don't know if you can read that up there, but we're going from 2 to 3 years of experience in HTML and CSS, and a list of how many tools?
Countless.
Yeah, 15 plus tools, experience with a broad mix of tools, sort of thing, to things like strategy, impact, communicating with leadership, and the executive team. Pretty big shift.
Very big shift for sure.
So, speaking of the future, Andrew, and we all want to become like Iron Man kind of thing at the office, still wearing no shirt.
Yeah.
how do modern marketers achieve this? What do marketers do today? How are they going to get there?
Yeah, I think it first starts with being able to identify the technology that's going to help them work more efficiently. My experience at Amazon over the last several years, I've had the opportunity of being able to work with Brendan and utilize Snack to implementation so far over my last 5 years. In my most recent organization, on average, it would take about 3 to 3.5 hours for a single email template to be built. We've reduced that to now being sub 10 minutes, roughly 9 to 9.5 minutes. That's time that's given back to the marketer to look at new audience segmentation, to be able to look at that 3-year out vision and be able to drive the innovation, the strategy, really get them back to marketing versus how many times am I clicking a button on my keyboard, making that build process more approachable and more intuitive, and then being able to lean into AI to be able to optimize, streamline processes, QA, defect detection, what otherwise would require multiple clicks, SOPs, jumping across a lot of different teams. That's where the modern marketer is today, is that low code, AI-based stack that gives them back the time to be a marketer.
Love it. Very cool. So what kind of advice do you have for folks here, Andrew? What types of resources should they be looking at, and how can they learn and stay relevant?
Yeah, this is just a selection of items that are important to me and that I like to utilize in my own life. I think categorically here, industry insights. What's happening? What are the leaders doing? What are they saying? Where are they ranking? So looking at Gartner, looking at AWS's blog on understanding architecture, some of the ones that maybe fly under the radar more frequently are not as appreciated. I personally love this because I'm a marketing nerd, but release notes. Oftentimes, there is a lot of stuff that we're missing when we're working with so many different applications and services that can help to empower the marketer and have them move more expeditiously. But unfortunately, priorities, crunch time, they go by the wayside. User groups also, we are all familiar, I think, with Salesforce user groups, and I'm sure some of us are members of at least 2 or 3 of them. But maybe another one that doesn't get utilized as much that I've found a lot of value in is Meetup. There are tons of people outside of the Salesforce ecosystem, just like Brendan, just like me, that want to talk technology. They want to talk analytics. They want to talk marketing. There's other conversations happening. That's a great place to converse with folks.
Yeah, totally. Right on. Well, thank you, Andrew, for all those insights. That was really great. We have a couple of minutes left here. We can, do some Q&A and things like that. Anyone have any questions? Okay, we got a hand up. I think they're going to bring they have a mic that they're going to pass around here. One second. But keep thinking about questions.